The Technologies of Harmonization and Enlightenment of Your Personality, Part 1. Good morning, dear reader. Today we're going to discuss a very curious subject. The subject of our discussion is love. Love, what is it? Is it a sexual attraction, a melancholy about someone, a desire for someone to be well? Is all of this love? From the point of view of holistic vision, love is a force that attracts two people to a lesson, to be experienced together. Each one of the lovers sees in his lover a number of qualities that are pleasant for him and for which he loves his partner. So what kind of lessons are we attracted to and come here for? Do we understand the meaning of those lessons? Why do we have to go through them? And who assigns them? What is love? I want to start with two questions. First, what do you mean when you say you love someone? And second question, what do you mean when you say you hate someone? Let's take a look at what love is. Who do we love? We love the one we find pleasant. Who do we find pleasant? We find pleasant the one who is useful to us. The usefulness is in his or her satisfying our needs, such as need for money, recognition, respect, sex, etc. Moreover, he satisfies these needs the way we dream they would be satisfied. If he starts to satisfy these needs not the way we think they should be satisfied, we start to experience the opposite state toward him, from mild irritation to strong hate. So what determines our feelings? It follows that they are determined by the profit that is appraised by our personality. If another human being strengthens our conscious personal pride, we love him. If not, we hate him. The pride appears in any one of our opposite personal parts. For example, there is a pride of the personal part that we can call respectful, but there is also the pride of the personal part we can call worthless. The question is, which one of these parts is conscious and which one is subconscious? For example, if you consciously consider yourself worthless, you will attract a man who you're going to love for constantly reinforcing your notion of your own worthlessness, factually reinforcing the pride of that part, as our every part has its own pride. That's a very important point to understand. It appears to you that you take pride in your being good, but you also take pride in being bad. I especially took such an unusual example so you would understand why you can fall in love with someone that, as it appears to you, nobody can fall in love with. In order to understand how and why the states of love and hate appear, we have to understand how our personal program is built. We also have to know the level of our consciousness. As on the level of consciousness that happens to be common here, the level of consciousness which I call sleep, the dual sides of your personality are in constant war. It doesn't mean that with a change in the level of your consciousness, duality will disappear. No, it will not disappear, but the relationship of the opposite sides of it will change. The relationship of those sides will move from conflict to partnership. In the sleep state of consciousness, chronic and constant fight continues inside the personality, and it doesn't even feel the pain that it constantly experiences. In such a situation, every one of our opposite parts is fighting for its own truth with the opposite to it part. Due to this fight, it reinforces its pride. In other words, every part of your personality hates its opposite part. Now you can understand why hate in all its manifestations, from irritation to aggression, is so common among people. It has quite a wide range of expression. In the beginning, it's a slight irritation, a dislike. Then it is hate, spite, malice, revenge. The palette of hate is wide, similarly to the palette of expression of the feeling of love, which is also wide. We just saw that the feeling of hate appears because the opposite parts of our personality are irritated and hate each other because they have completely opposite tendencies, opposite desires. You can ask, then how does a state of love originate? Why does it originate? It originates when we project onto another human being who we say we love those qualities of ours that we consider to be good. We can project what we don't accept in ourselves as well as what we praise in ourselves. The external world or other people reflect both our positive and negative qualities as screens. In other words, if you project onto someone the qualities you do not like or do not accept in yourself, you will hate him or her. I want to remind you again that hate has a very broad diapason of manifestations. If you project onto someone those qualities of yours that you love and accept in yourself, you will love him. Again, given quite a broad diapason of manifestation of that feeling. Therefore, if you accept yourself totally, you will love everyone. It's precisely through accepting in yourself and loving those qualities that you consider to be negative that you will love everything, as you will project only positive qualities. And that is that mystical, unconditional love. In reality, we love not others, but we love and hate ourselves. However, we consider it not to be so. It's precisely because we don't see it so that we constantly try to change others instead of trying to understand, investigate, and accept ourselves. That's the work we do here. Through love and hate, we're assigned the lessons and tasks to understand ourselves as a whole. In reality, love is a force that draws us to those lessons. Probably it's quite unexpected for you, but that's how it is. Those are not simple lessons, and we need to be drawn to them somehow. And that's when this attractive force appears. That's where love appears. And the stronger the force of that love, the more complicated is the lesson we need to learn. If one were to understand that the wedding is just the beginning of the lesson, and the partner he or she found happens to be the partner in the lesson, or the opposite side of that assignment he or she needs to solve, everything would be different.